You gotta be okay with failing. And sometimes failing help you fail forward. Now, I've tried a lot of different careers, a lot of different things. I was in real estate, I was in insurance, I was in car insurance, sales insurance, all the type of insurance, almost every type of insurance. I've done it. Almost every type of multi-level, marketing, that I've done it. I've done Mary Kate, I've done Avon, I've done like a whole bunch of stuff. I was nail technician for a couple of years, and that was probably like the best time of my life until I like grew an allergy to it, and plus, moving and keeping up with all this stuff and blah blah blah. So I know a thing or two when it comes to running the business and being a one woman business or being self-employed. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of organization. It takes a lot of, pivoting and coming up with creative ways, filling out things, doing a lot of researches, becoming a better person, and doing a lot of things. And that's not to be taken lightly. Now, to all my women out there, you know how this is. You know how this is, especially when you're a single person, and especially when you're a single mama. All that stuff is like compiled. And blessed to those women who are married and you got an extra person because, with your husband. And so, you still got to do your wifely duties and everything. So commend you for that. And I say this to say that in every profession that I did, and every job I've had and all the self-employment that I have, there was always something that I learned from it. There was always something that I taken from it. So when a lot of people say, oh, you failed at this or oh, you failed at that, I don't really think that it's failure. And the way that we look and hear failure, I don't think it's that. I think failing is when you really don't try. Failing is when you allow fear to come into it, to come and take over. You know what I'm saying? Now, you may have to fail yourself forward. You may have to fail yourself to get through it. But at the end of the day, you still tried it. At the end of the day, that's experience. That's more knowledge for you. That's things, oh, okay, this didn't work this time. But you know what? Why didn't it work? What else can I do? Who can I market to? What can I fast forward to? What class do I need to take? What do I need to work more on? You know what I'm saying? So I think that we really do need to change how we see and set failures, because I don't really think we all fail. I think if you give up and maybe like, okay, and maybe even with giving up, if you know that something's not for you, it's just like, okay, I successfully completed something that was on my mind. Now, I know a lot of people who's been in the same career all their lives. Not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but then they're like, I don't know how to do anything else. And they're scared and they become complacent. And they look at somebody like me like, girl, you've been this, you've been that, you've been doing this, you've been doing that, because it's a in feeling within me, with God would put in me like, try it. Life is short. Try it. If you fail, what they gonna do? Laugh? Oh, well, they're gonna laugh at you anyway. They're gonna talk about you anyway. They're gonna say anything. You know what I'm saying? You're not living for people. You're living for life. You're living for the experience. You're living to create. Because you don't know. You may meet a person 5 years ago in one field and then meet them back, and then you guys can do something else and come together. So you got to change the way you see failures. And there's this one book that I read when I was in network marketing. It's called, oh God, Start with No. I should have had that book with me, but it says that, the more no's that you get, the closer that you are to your yes. And another book I like to read is How to Win Friends and Influence People. See, I have this right here in front of me, and I wish I had the other book too, but oh well, I'll post it in the link below and stuff. But you have to be comfortable in who you are. You can't put limits on yourself, because the world already put limits on you, whether you know it or not. They already set what you can and cannot do. But do you really know what you can or cannot do? Have you tried to really see what you can and cannot do? Have you really? ponder that to yourself, because life is a journey. We all have different sections. You have to be able to pivot. You have to be able to know what's not working for you. You got to be able to know when is a good time to stop something that you're doing, or to put a pause to it. Maybe pick it back up at another season. And I hate that thing, that quote where they said, jack of all trades, but you haven't mastered one. I really disagree with that, because I really do feel like in order for you to master something, you got to know what you want to master. Like my degree, when I first started going to school, I have an associate in like business management or what so have you. And then I have a bachelor's in, screenwriting, creative writing and stuff like that. I'm still using it, but I'm predominantly, a substitute teacher and everything. So just don't be on a one straight path. You have to be able to go with the flow. Like, look at us with COVID and everything like that. People who was like, oh my God, I know how to do this. And so many people lost their jobs. They had to pivot. They had to find this and that and the other, because we're not meant to be a one-trick pony. We have so much within us. We have so much greatness within us. We have to release it. This may not be the season for you to release it. There's times and seasons for you, but just don't be one trick. You know what I'm saying? Just don't settle. Don't just be like, oh, I'm going to just do this job for 30 years. Unless you really love it, then there's nothing wrong with that. Don't let nobody in the world say what you're doing is wrong. But don't let nobody say, convince you of, if you want to try something new, to not do it. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this encourages somebody. Have a lovely and blessed day, my lovelies.